Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Yeah, please confirm me in the chat box. Hello Kiran, hello Raj Nandini, hello Rohit, hello Ayush, hello Lisa, hello Preet. Okay, I'm audible everyone. Fine. I need a hello Gunjan. Fine. So today we are going to discuss about the reading comprehension. Hello Ranjan. Today we are going to discuss about the reading comprehension, which is based on the figures of speech. I would be explaining you more about the poems, poetries, and about the dialogues, speeches that are actually asked in the CAT and the ZAT examination. Is it fine to all of you? Now, one thing is that in case if you have any doubt regarding any figure of speech which is not clear, please feel free to ask me because this session is very important from a CAT perspective. And CAT notification is out. The paper would be conducted on 28th of November, right? So you can start with the registration process and all from 4th of August, right? We have circulated all the things on the group and all. So yeah. So I hope I'm audible, right, everyone? Okay, let me just admit some people are there in this chat box. Okay. So in case if you have any problem, you can ask me, right? Any kind of the questions that you have. So today we are going to discuss about the reading comprehension, which is based on the poems and the poetries and all. And apart from this, we will be discussing a major core content that is called figures of speech. You know what is figures of speech is? The figures of speech is basically, they are the devices. And these are the devices which are used to enhance the meaning of something which is written or spoken words. So if I'm saying something and I use a figure, right? So it will become more impressive. Like for example, we say that just to reveal a secret. Like for example, if I say to disclose something or to reveal a secret. This is a very normal language that people used to speak, and it's a normal literal language, right? We people are speaking. But just to enhance the meaning, of the word, I can also say to let the cat out of the bag. Getting my point? To let the cat out of the bag. So this is something which is figurative meaning and all. So if you are using the figurative speeches or the figures of speech, it is going to enhance the meaning of it. Correct? It is going to enhance the meaning of the written words or the spoken words, and they are actually used in a very effective manner, right? They are used in a very, very effective manner to qualify the ability of the writers or the description of the writers and all. So remember one thing, literal languages are not seen everywhere, but just to make your writing expressive and impressive and all, people use a figurative language, and this is called the figures of speech. So instead of saying to disclose or reveal a secret, I am just saying that to let the cat out of the bag. Is it fine to all of you? So this is mainly seen, especially talk about the CAT and ZAT, right? CAT and ZAT reading comprehension. These are the comprehension which will carry a lot of figures of speech. So if you're comfortable with the figures of speech, you can identify that what is the tone of the author, and you can also qualify that which is the actual or the right figure of speech used by the author to portray the idea and all. Okay, and every year, especially talk about the ZAT, you get one poem, one passage which is based on the poem and the poetry, right? Got it, everyone? You get one reading comprehension which is based on the poem. This is a very much seen in the ZAT examination. Especially in the CAT examination, you will be getting reading comprehensions where they will ask you that what is a figure of speech, right? In the given sentences or the given lines. This would be seen over there. Is it fine to all of you? Now, as we have already discussed that what is the importance of the figure of speech, it enhances the beauty of something which is like written, and the reader is able to get a sense of the deeper meaning, and the reader gets a very wonderful meaning of the given sentences by the author when the author is making use of the figures of speech. So it is not about the idea of the author, but figures of speech also tells you about the basic purpose of the written things and all. Why the author has written the particular paragraph, or why the author has written the poem and all. So it also tells you about the purpose of writing, that why the author has written this one. So this is figures of speech are very, very important. They are used to make comparisons. They are used to emphasize something. They are used to bring clarity in something which is being written over there, and to make it something which is very interesting. These figures of speeches are used. Figures of speech are also used to add color to a sentence. So it makes a sentence very lively and all, right? So you will be also reading today's, right? If we are going to discuss reading comprehension, you will also find that it is something which is very abstract. You have never heard. You have to understand the meaning of it, because figures of speech are not direct sentences. You have to understand the deeper meaning of it. I don't know how many of you have heard about Jane Austen. Have you heard the name of Jane Austen, or say Oscar Wilde? Either say yes or no. Just say yes or no in the chat box. Have you heard of Jane Austen or Oscar Wilde? Okay, very simple. Have you heard of the name of the William Shakespeare? Don't say no, right? I'll not accept that one. You must have heard of the name of William Shakespeare, everyone. Very nice. So these people, these poets, right? These writers, they are very much qualified in using the figures of speech. You read Tempest, you read Macbeth, right? You read John Austen's poems, right? John Austen, Oscar Wilde poems and all, William Wordsworth and all. You will find the languages they have used, right? It's not a very simple language. You have to delve into the sentences which are there. And when you start sailing and delving into the sentences, you will capture the meaning of it. You will understand, yes, they are so much, they are having a profound effect on our mindset, right? They carry a lot of deeper meaning. So these people, they're very renowned poets and the writers and all, and they have used the figures of speech and all. Is it fine to all of you? So figures of speech, they are the figurative language. They are not the direct language, but yes, you have to understand, right, with the help of sentences, with the help of the examples, the things that you have to acknowledge. Is it fine to all of you? I will be giving you more examples of this one. So let's go to the figures of speech. I will be explaining you with the help of the PPT, so it becomes easier for you. These are the main figures of speech which are mostly seen in the examination, and most of the questions are revolving around these figures of speech as well, right? Okay. I need a confirmation. Is my PPT is visible, everyone? Are you able to view my PPT, which I've shared? Thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Preeti. Preet. Thank you, Duty. Yeah, very nice. In case if you have any problem that you encounter, just let me know. I'll stop it right away. And it's your humble request. Please don't have any hesitation. Please ask me if anything is not clear, because figure of speech, you must be getting the questions from here only. Now, what are the figures of speech? Languages that can be used in two ways. One is literal one, right? And one is figurative. Literal is something which is direct and uses a real definition and meaning of the words. Like, for example, to reveal a secret is a direct language and it's very clear. Anyone can understand. A common man can also understand to reveal a secret means to disclose something, right? That is called literal one. But when we talk about the figurative one, right? So we are using words or we are using phrases which depends on the context of it. So figurative language is completely dependent on the context used by the author. Got it, everyone? Now, what is a figure of speech? A figure of speech relies on such figurative language which are rhetoric. The meaning of the word rhetoric is something that is convincing. So if I'm a poet, right, and I'm writing a poetry and all, definitely I would like to convince you. Like, for example, I am trying to visualize a beautiful view of Manali, and I'm trying to describe that Manali in a very poetic manner. So I'm trying to create a scene. I'm trying to make you envisage, right? I'm trying to make you imagine. The meaning of the word envisage is to imagine that this is a beauty and it's a scenic view and all, something like this one. So maybe I'm using something rhetoric to convince you. And that language is known as a figurative language. Is it fine? What are the devices which are used? You must have heard of the name of simile, metaphor, personification, right? These are small examples of the figures of speech, and they are used to convey the meaning other than the literal meaning. So means to say, in figures of speech, you will not find a direct meaning. All the meanings of the sentences will be indirect. Is it clear to all of you? So don't expect a direct meaning. One more thing I would like to tell you, the idioms. Idioms, they carry the figurative language. We will be having a session on that also. So idioms, they carry the figurative language. So you have also seen that idioms, they do not carry the literal meaning. Like, for example, there's an idiom to paint the town red, right? So it doesn't mean that you're painting the town red. The meaning of this idiom is to have a great time, to have a great time. So this is called figurative language. When the sentence is not direct, it is something which is an indirect sentences, right? They are known as they're carrying a figurative language, and most of the idioms, they carry the figurative language. So let's see, some examples are there. As you can see, common expressions such as falling in love, racking up brains, climbing the ladder of success, all these are metaphors. All these are examples of metaphors, right? Similarly, you have similes like light as a feather, hyperbole, that like for example, I am starving. If someone is hungry, the person can, in a normal manner, the person can say that I'm hungry. But if you say that I'm starving, right? You have exaggerated something, you have hyped something, that is called the hyperbole. So these are small examples of the figure of speech. Is it fine to all of you? So figures of speech, they are indirect one, and they are basically the language to convince people, and in a very poetic manner and in a very figurative language. Starting with the very first one, which is very common to all of you, you might have heard of this one as well. This is the first one, is known as the alliteration, right? What is alliteration? The same sound repeats in a group of words, such as in this example, right? The initial letter will be the same one. Like example, Bob brought the box of bricks to the basement. So in this one, can you see the letter B is being repeated in the words which are there, right? So B means to say the same sound repeated in a group of words, right? That is called the alliteration. So Bob brought, so B is the alliteration sound. Similarly, she sells by the seashore. So in this one, what is alliteration? It is the S one. The letter S has been repeated in all the words which are there. So that is called alliteration. So what is alliteration? It uses a repetition of initial consonant sound, right? So the initial consonant sound which is being repeated in all the subsequent words which are given, that is called alliteration. So now look at this one. Can you see that what is the alliteration in this example? Can you see which letter is the alliteration? Come on. I think it's clear enough, right? Karen, Lisa, that is correct. Very nice. Ranjan, Rajnandini, yes, that is correct. Duty, yes. Sambhav, yes. Preet, yes. It's absolutely correct. So P is a letter which is being repeated, right? Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. So P is the sound which is being repeated in all the subsequent words and all. Fine enough? Now, you know that these brands, because you are going to pursue MBA from a top college and all, maybe some of you might be going to do the specialization in marketing and sales. It's really very important for you, because these people, marketers, they try to captivate the attention of the audience. And being the doing MBA or pursuing MBA in marketing, you have to be creative, you have to be innovative. And you know that these creators, these marketers, they also use alliteration, right, for the examples and all. Look at this one. Brand names, alliterations examples which are there given. Alliteration can also be easily remembered with the help of the brand name. Like you have Dunkin' Donuts. So this is the alliteration, D and D, Dunkin' Donuts. You have Coca-Cola. So the brand name is also having the alliteration. You have American Airlines. So in this one, the alliteration is A. Getting my point, everyone? This is clear? Similarly, alliteration examples, even, elephant, enjoy, eating eggs every day. E is a letter which is being repeated. Come clean your closet, John. C is a letter which is being repeated. My uneducated uncle never understood, right, how to use umbrellas. Use a one which is there. Alliteration is clear to everyone, right? If it is clear, just say clear in the chat box. Can I move to the next one? Alliteration is very easy, so they would not be asking a lot of questions on alliteration, right? I would be marking the figure of speech which are often seen in the examination. You have to practice those. So alliteration is not so important, but yes, is very easy. Coming to the one that is called assonance, right? Assonance is being given in one of the options, but they do not ask you the direct questions on assonance. Let's see what is an assonance is. Assonance is the repetition of the vowel sounds in nearby words, right? Many of the assonance examples are mostly found in the prose and the poetries. So whenever, if any cat or zat passage, right, reading comprehension, which is based on the prose or poetry, then in that case, assonance can be one of the examples. So let's see what is one. It is a repetition of the vowel sound in the nearby words, right? If I say, hear the mellow wedding bells. So E, right? E, E, and the E. So this is a assonance is there. It is not necessary that it has to be the first letter. In alliteration, it has to be the initial consonant. It has to be the initial letter, right? But in this one assonance, it will be the somewhere nearby words. Similarly, try to light the fire is given, right? So I and I with the vowel sound, assonance. It is hot and it's monotonous. Can you find the assonance in this one, third one? What is the assonance in this one? Very nice, Lisa. Karen, Pulkit, Preet. I sorry, I missed the answers. Ranjan, very good. Preet, Pulkit, Sambhav, Gunjan, Samakshi, Divyanka, Utkarsh, very good. Very nice. I think definition is clear to all of you. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Can you find the assonance over here? Brenda, very good. Divyanka, very good. Utkarsh, very good. Lisa, Karen, Gunjan, Pulkit, Sambhav, Raj, Nandini, Preet, very good. Ranjan, very good. Ayush, very good. E is the one, right? How now brown cow is given, right? So O is the one. Very good, Utkarsh. Karen, Lisa, Vrinda, very good. Divyanka, very good. And Raj, Nandini, very good, right? I think you have given me the correct answer. So it means this is clear. Very good. So this was the assonance. Let's move to the next one. Coming to the next one, anaphora is important. Anaphora is important in today's reading comprehension. You will find this one. Anaphora is not very difficult to be kept in mind. It is what? It is a figure of speech in which words repeat at the beginning of the successive clauses, phrases, or sentences, right? The repetition of a word can intensify the overall meaning of the piece of words, right? And who are the people who are using the anaphora? Anaphora is mostly used by the writers. They are these are the public speakers who are making use of the anaphora. And anaphora is a kind of the persuasion when you are trying to convince, like for example, public speakers, the politicians and all, right? The writers, why they are writing, what is the purpose, what is the objective of their writing? Because they want to convince the readers, they want to convince the mass audience and all. So it is something, it's a form of the persuasion, and it is a method to emphasize a specific idea or an artistic element. Clear to everyone? So anaphora is something which is written by, used by the writers or the public speakers just to convince a thing. Now, what is the thing? It is a repetition of the words at the beginning of successive clauses. Now, if you look at this option, unfortunately, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? And on the wrong day. So this is a word wrong, which is being repeated right at the beginning of every clause. These are three sentences. Wrong place is one sentence, wrong time is another one, and wrong day is a third thing. So in all the subsequent phrases or sentences or clauses, the word which is being repeated, right, that is called the anaphora. Is it fine to all of you? Let's make a try. You try this one. This is a speech by Winston Churchill. And read this one. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas. Preet, very nice. Rajnandini, very nice. Yeah, you read and please tell me the answer. Then I'll repeat. Utkarsh is incomplete. Karen, look at for some other option. Divyanka is half one, right? Karen, no, is still incomplete. Samakshi, correct. Ayush, correct. Yes, that is correct. Pulkit, Gunjan, Utkarsh, yes, it is correct. Somewhat, yeah, very good. Yeah, keep on trying. Let it be wrong. Ranjan, very nice. Well tried. Okay, so I told you, okay, fight in the fight and the fight with. Okay, fight growing is there. Okay, see, the clauses, the words have to be the same. Please understand this one. If you look at this example, which I have explained to you, unfortunately, I was in the wrong place. I'll not say wrong place as a complete answer. It's only the word wrong is which is being repeated. Getting my point? The thing which is being repeated, yes, Lisa, that is correct, right? The word which is being repeated is only wrong, because in the next sentence, it is wrong time. And in the third sentence, it is a wrong day, right? And they're all different. Only the word wrong is common in all the three. Only the word wrong is common in all the three. So it is a repetition of the words, right? Same words are being repeated in the sentences. Now, can you see this over here? We shall fight. We shall fight on the seas, right? We shall fight with growing confidence, right? We shall defend. This is not the part of it. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. and we shall fight, which is something which is being repeated so many times. Which is a word which is being repeated so many times, right? So which is that? It is we shall fight. Karen, yes, that is correct. So the answer to the anaphora will be the we shall fight. Is it clear now? So the words which are common and being repeated, right, throughout the sentence, that is called anaphora. Is it okay, everyone? This is clear? Anyone, any question to this one? This is important because you can expect a question from here only. Okay, fine, very nice. I'm getting okay from everyone. Can I move to the next one? Shall I move to next? Okay, this is important. Anaphora is important, seen many times in the examination. Now, apart from this, antithesis is also important. Keep a note over here. Antithesis, right? It is a juxtaposition. Juxtaposition means when you place two things side by side, or when you place two things adjacent to each other, right? Juxtaposition means when you're placing two things side by side, or you're placing two things adjacent to each other, that is called juxtaposition. So the juxtaposition of contrasting ideas in balanced phrases is called antithesis. Please keep a note over here. This is like you're placing side by side two contrasting ideas, but in a balanced way, right? In a balanced way. That is called juxtaposition. With the example, it will be much clearer to all of you. Look at this one. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice, right? Give every man thy ear, right? But thy voice, few thy voice, means to say you should listen to everyone. Give every man thy ear means you should listen to everyone, right? But you should speak to few people. So you're listening to everyone, but you are speaking to only few. These are two different ideas placed together, but in a balanced proportion, right? That is called antithesis. So when you're placing two contrasting ideas together in a sentence, next to each other, adjacent or juxtaposition, right? But in a balanced way, that is called antithesis. Man proposes, God disposes, right? Love is an ideal thing, marriage is a real thing. So these are two different ideas, right? Placed together in a balanced way. Speech is silver, but silence is gold. Two different ideas placed together in a balanced way. Patience is bitter, but it has sweet fruit. So patience is bitter. One side you're saying that patience is bitter. Second side you're saying that it is a sweet fruit. So these are two contrasting ideas together, right? Making a balanced phrase. Money is the root of all evil. Poverty is the fruit of all goodness. Getting my point? So two different ideas placed together to make a balance, that is called antithesis. Am I clear, everyone? This is clear? Sure, everyone, this is fine? Okay, very nice. I can then move to the next one. Yeah, it would be good if you just keep on saying yes or no. In case if you have any trouble, I'm giving you the access to use your microphone. Unmute yourself and please ask your question. Don't shy away, right? Don't shy away. Okay, moving to the next one. Anti-classes. Poverty is fruit of all goodness. Utkarsh, you want me to explain the last one? Should I explain to the last one? Okay. What does it mean? Okay. Money is the root of all evil. Poverty is a fruit of all goodness, right? The thing is that poverty is a fruit of all goodness. See, it is saying that means to say the result, it is actually a figurative language which is being said. The poverty is a result of all goodness and all. So means if I say I'm performing all the good deeds and all, I'm just performing the charity and all, I'm not concerned about myself, I'm not looking for myself, right? The benefit of myself, it is going to lead to the poverty situation. That is the meaning, right? So root is money is a root of all evil, but the poverty is the fruit of all goodness, right? So if you are only performing the charity, you can say the things that that is unselfish, and you're just only concerned about the other people, right? Not thinking about yourself, definitely you will lead in the poverty. That is the meaning of it, right? It is something which is figurative. Okay. So moving to the next one. This is the anti-classes. Anti-classes is given. Anti-classes is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is repeated within a sentence. Please take a note over here. It is a word or it could be a phrase. Yes, absolutely. That is the money, Lisa. That is the money is actually the root of all evil. That was the meaning of the first one. A lot of money is earned by doing some evil. That is the meaning of the first one. Next one is antenna classes. It is a word or phrase is repeated within a sentence, but the word or phrase means something different each time it appears, right? It means something different each time appears. Means to say, in a sentence, I have used a word. If I'm going to use that word in another sentence, the meaning will become different over there, right? Every time when I'm using the word, same word, right, in the sentences, the meaning will be altogether different. Like, for example, as you can see, it focuses more on the multiple meanings of the same words, and it is a form of the pun, right? So pun is something which is humorous, which is full of fun and all, right? Antenna classes is a special form of pun, and puns are the broader category in which antenna classes fits in all. So pun is a broader category, and this is something which is narrow in scope. Mostly it is used by the advertisers to write catchy and persuasive slogans and all. So just to write catchy things and all, the advertisers are going to use this one. Like, for example, every time I'm using the word, the meaning will be altogether different next time. Like in this one, we must all hang together. We must all hang together, or we shall all hang separately. So this word which was used in a sentence, right? When it was used in another sentence, the meaning was different. So if you're going to repeat that word, right, in the next sentence, the meaning will be different. Next one, if you can see, it's a statement made by Benjamin Franklin. He says that your argument is sound, nothing but sound, right? Your argument is sound, nothing but sound. Here I have used the word sound, right, which carries a different meaning. But if I use the same word in the another sentence, the meaning will be different, right? The word sound, in the first one, it means something that is solid or something that is reasonable, right? And in the second one, it will be a noise. How's the meaning of the word different is all hang together separately? Karen, is this that we all hang together, right? We all hang together means we socialize, we come together, we enjoy together, or we will hang separately, or we will be hang separately. Means this is hang is like tying someone. Literal meaning, yes, Lisa, that is correct. It is like having a literal meaning. But over all hang means that we are coming together, we are enjoying together, we are socializing. Okay, fine. Karen, this is clear. Group up together or be hang separately. Yes, absolutely, Utkarsh, very nice. You say together, right? Group together, socialize together, or you will be hang separately, right? It is a kind of like a pun. Rajnandini, you were asking me that how is the form of the pun? Pun is something like you're making fun, right? It's like something which is not very serious. After reading the statement, you cannot say it's a serious statement. It's a funny statement that you can say, but it is narrow in scope. Pun is broader in nature. Okay, Rajnandini, this is clear. And if you look at the next statement also, it will be clear. It says that your argument is sound, right? Your argument is solid and reasonable, but nothing but sound. So in the second sound, it means noise. So means when I have repeated the word sound, next time the meaning is altogether different. That is called antenna classes. That when you're repeating the words or phrases, right, it means different each time it appears. So your argument is reasonable, nothing but sound means nothing but it's noisy, it's loud. Getting my point, everyone? This is clear? Sure, everyone, this is clear to all of you? Antenna classes there, this is important. Can I get a confirmation before I proceed to the next one? See, whatever is coming to your mind, you're most welcome to ask me. Sure? Yeah. That would be good if you can give me, yeah. Should I, okay, Divyanka, you want me to explain the first example? See, in the first example, it says that we must all hang together or assuredly we shall all hang separately. The word which is being repeated twice is the word all hang. In the first sentence, the meaning of the word all hang is to come together. Like let's hang up. We say no, let's hang together. So hang together means let's socialize. Let's have a group party, right? When you come up with a grouping, that is called all hang together. But when you're using the word all hang, it will carry a different meaning in the next sentence. Means all hang separately means you will be individually separated. Fine, Divyanka, this is clear. So when you're using the same word in the next sentence, the meaning will be different. So every time when it is a repetition of the word, the meaning will change. That is called antenna classes. Right? So when you're using the words in the next sentence, the meaning will be different altogether. Okay. So I think I can move to the next one then. Apostrophe. It's not a normal apostrophe basically, right? But it's a figure of speech. It says that it is a direct address to some inanimate. The meaning of the word inanimate is non-living things, right? Inanimate means something which is non-living thing. So it is a direct address to some inanimate things or some abstract ideas. If they were living, right? Some absent person, if they were present, means to say in a very simple way, right? If I am actually addressing to a non-living thing, and if those non-living things were alive, they could have answered my question, right? They could have answered my question. So I am asking a question, I'm addressing to any non-living thing, and if they were alive, they could have answered me. Like a very simple example, since the childhood, we are reciting the poem, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. I am asking a question, how I wonder what you are, to the little star, right? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I'm asking a question, how I wonder what you are. So this is a direct address to a non-living thing. Star is a non-living thing, and I'm asking it a question. If this star was alive, it could have said, yes, I'm wonderful, I'm absolutely fine, right? It is wonderful, I'm absolutely fine. This is called the apostrophe. When you are actually addressing to a non-living thing and you're asking a question, if that non-living thing was alive, it could have answered your question. Getting my point? Now look at the second example. Then comes sweet death and rid me get of this grief, right? Then comes sweet death and rid me of this grief. So if this death was alive, he said, yes, definitely I will get you rid of this grief and all, right? So this is called the apostrophe. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. So I am actually making a statement to the holy night, which is non-living thing. So if this holy night was alive or were present, right, it could have answered, yes, definitely, the stars are brightly shining. This is called apostrophe, right? Next example, oh wind, where have you been? I'm asking a question to wind. And the wind, if it was alive, it was a living thing, it could have answered, okay, I was prevailing in the north direction, right? It could have answered your question. Oh, you stupid car, you never work when I need you, right? If this car was alive, it could have said, please shut up, right? So this is there. So it's very simple thing. Apostrophe is a direct address to non-living thing, right? And like we are asking a question as they were present. Fair daffodils, we weep to see you, you haste away soon. So if this daffodils were present, they said, don't cry, right? Don't be sad. Is it clear to everyone? Apostrophe is clear with the examples? Anyone which is not clear? Thank you, Preet. Others, is it fine? So I'm asking a question to the non-living thing. And if they were present, they could have answered my question, right? This is called the apostrophe. Let's come to the next one. How in case of an absent person? In case of an absent person, see, the thing is that, okay. Or some absent person is there. It is something which is a hypothetical one. We have imagined. Okay, Soumya, we have imagined that person and we are asking a question. If that person was present there, the person could have answered. So we have imagined that absent person. It's a hypothetical one. We have asking a question. Okay. Either it will be a non-living thing or it will be a hypothetical case that we are asking a question. but in reality, the person is not present. Yeah. Next one is chiasmus. What is chiasmus? In the chiasmus, in which the grammar of one phrase is inverted in the following phrase, such that the two key concepts from the original phrase reappear in the second one in the inverted manner. Don't try to confuse yourself. How you can just remember chiasmus with the word inverted. Just only one word that you have to remember, inverted. If anything is chiasmus is inverted. Look at this example. Home is where the great are small and the small are great. Can you see this is a phrase, the great are small, right? And it is being inverted in the second one. Here we are seeing the great are small, and in the second one, it has been in an inverted order. So when something appears in an inverted order, that is called chiasmus. Clear? Love makes time pass and time makes love pass. So this is something which is completely inverted in the next one. I meant what I said and said what I meant. So when you invert the entire phrase, right, and it appears in the inverted order in the second sentence, that is called chiasmus. Look at the another example. Never let a fool kiss you or a kiss fool you. Getting my point? Never let a fool kiss you. So this statement was inverted in the next one. The famous chef said that people should live to eat, not eat to live. So this is one which is being inverted. So when the concepts are reverted in the another sentence and they are placed in the inverted order, that is called chiasmus. So I just want you to remember that chiasmus is just inversion. It's just inverted way of saying something. Clear everyone? This is fine. So you can just remember, see, a revision is needed because this is the first time that you are learning about this one. Maybe you have heard it previously also, but try to understand with the help of the examples. Definition is clear, everyone. Shall I move to the next one? Okay. So moving to the next one, it is euphemism. Euphemism is being commonly heard by everyone. Always remember one thing, if any word which starts with EU is always a positive word, is always a positive word. It means this is a root word. And it means something that is good or well. Like for example, you have the word that is called euphemism. Another word is eulogize. Right? To praise someone is called eulogize. So you can see the word is starting with EU. Any word which starts with EU is always a positive word. Don't take it in a negative way. Euphemism is also the tone of the author. It is also the tone of the author. So it is a figure of speech as well, and it is also the tone of the author. So what is euphemism? It refers to the polite, indirect expressions that replace the words which are harsh or impolite. So harsh and the impolite words are actually exchanged, or they are replaced by something which is polite. So for a harsh situation, when you are using mild words, that is called euphemism. Like for example, you say, suppose if I say the patient is dead, the patient is dead. Doctor doesn't say the patient is dead. Doctor say the patient is no more. So no more is a somewhat polite as compared to death, you can say. Getting my point? Similarly, you have the option, this is an idiom. Sad news, my neighbor kicked the bucket. This is an idiom. When you say kick the bucket, it means to die. So I am not saying that my neighbor has died. I'll say that my neighbor has kicked the bucket. So means kick the bucket is something which is a polite expression for a very harsh situation. Similarly, passed away instead of the word died, put to sleep instead of euthanasia, right? Ethnic cleansing instead of genocide. Genocide is mass killing, right? Genocide is mass killing. So instead of saying genocide, we are saying ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is something which is mild as compared to genocide. If someone is bald, right? If someone is bald, we are not going to come up with a direct one and saying that you are a bald person. Instead, I'll just say that you are becoming a little thin on top, right? You are becoming little thin on top. Because this type of expression or remark is really very bitter. People will feel very bad. right? Embarrassed. Instead of that, I am just going to use a mild word. That is little thin on top. Euphemistic tone is there. He is a little tipsy. Instead of saying he is drunk, right? Saying drunk, I'll just say that he is little tipsy. Is it fine? So a polite expression for something which is harsh or impolite is called euphemism. Euphemistic tone is again a tone of the author. I think this must be clear to all of you. Moving to the next one is very easy, right? Is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a exaggeration. See, the right pronunciation of this word is not hyperbole, right? The right pronunciation is hyperbole. That is one paper which every year they ask you one question on the pronunciation, right? So they will give you this word and they will give you 4 answers and they will ask you which is the right pronunciation of this word. So this is not hyperbole, this is hyperbole. Got it, everyone? A hyperbole is an extensional exaggeration of the truth used to emphasize the importance of something or to create a comic effect. So first of all, this is something, an exaggeration of the truth. And why it is being used? Just to create the comic effect. Second thing is that it is a figure of speech that involves an exaggeration of ideas just for the sake of emphasis. Like you are just creating a hype everywhere. I am trying to solve a million issues these days, right? I am trying to solve a million issues. You cannot say that I am actually overloaded with the work. I'm having so many work. Having so much work to do, right? I'm having so much work to do. Instead, you're saying that I'm solving a million issues these days. This is called hyperbole. He saw his childhood friend after ages. You're not saying that he saw his friend after a long time or after a long interval. You're saying that after ages. So this is the exaggeration of any idea, right? Apart from this, the next one, the old man was older than the Himalayas. So you're not saying that he is very old. You're saying that the old man was older than the Himalayas. Got it? Yes, it is a hyperbole, right? These are, yes, that is a hyperbole. That is correct. So the old man was older than the Himalayas. Next one is his classmates laughed at him saying he had a pea-sized brain. So his classmates laughed at him saying that he has a pea-sized brain. You're not saying that he is not intelligent, right? You're just saying he's a pea-sized brain. So this is again a hyperbole there. The boy was dying to get a new school bag. So this is something the boy was really curious. He was really happy, excited to have a new school bag. So you are coming with the exaggeration that he was dying to get a new bag, right? Your suitcase weighs a ton. You're not saying it's so heavy. It's too heavy. You're saying it weighs a ton. So this is called hyperbole. It's an exaggeration just to create a comic effect, right? In any script or any theoretical play or any dramas and all, hyperbole is being used. Next one, irony. This is important. This is important. And again, one more thing I'll tell you, that irony is something which is also again the tone of the author. So in the reading comprehension, you will also find the ironical tones and all, right? This is called irony. Now let's see this one. What is irony? It is a device, right, in which how things seems to be is in fact very different from how they are actually. So in a very simple language, I can say an unexpected outcome of something is known as the irony. Like for example, if I say a child of cobbler, right, has no shoes, it's an irony. He himself is a child of a cobbler and he's not having shoes to wear. It's an irony, an unexpected outcome. You read the course of Jane Austen's, right? So she has beautifully written about the quotes on life, on happiness, on sadness, right? On grief, right? So many things, on motivations, using irony as a tone. Got it? Next one. It may also be a situation that ends up in a quite different way than what is generally anticipated, right? So you can just remember this one. It is appearance versus reality. That's why we say it's an unexpected outcome. Appearance versus reality. Look at these examples. The child of cobbler has no shoes. I posted a video on Facebook about how boring and useless of Facebook. I'm using the same platform, right, to just you can say, just to criticize that Facebook itself. The doctor is as kind as hearted as a wolf. The CEO of the big tobacco company said he did not smoke. This is irony that he is a CEO of the big tobacco company and he said that he did not smoke. It's an irony, right? Next one, the fear of the long word. And this entire fear is known as, it's such a word. It's a long itself. This is called irony. Getting my point? This is clear, everyone? All of you, this is clear? It's very easy. It's a tone of the author, right? Unexpected outcome is known as a one. Till now, this much is fine to all of you. Only few are left, then we can start with the questions. This much is clear. Thank you, Preet. What about the others? Lisa, Karen. Okay. Yeah, other people, Soumya, Ranjan, Samakshi, they're all saying it's clear. Divyanka is saying it's clear. Brinda is saying it's clear. Yeah. Utkarsh is saying clear. Pulkit, Gunjan. Rohit, this is clear. Everyone, thank you. Let's move to the next one. This one is also important, I'll say, right? It is litertates. Litertates is a form of the understatements. It is the intentional presentation of something smaller, worse, or lesser than the reality is, right? Let's see this in a simple way. A litertates is a roundabout of way of saying something using the opposite of your intended meaning to illustrate what you are trying to say. This point is very important. This is a definition, right? It is something which is a roundabout and you are using the opposite of your intended meaning to illustrate that what you are saying. If you're saying something, but you are using opposite words to say the same thing, to convey the meaning of it, that is called litertates. So just to convey your ideas, you are using the opposite words to convey. That is called the litertates. It is the opposite of hyperbole, right? It is actually used in a positive way, right? By negation of opposites. So look at this one. So this example says, her cooking isn't terrible. Exactly. I'm using a negative way, but actually I want to say that it's actually great, right? So people, don't you think that people use it in the opposite way of saying something? They don't come up with a direct remark. They're using the negation to say something positive. Don't you think she's not a good dancer, right? Suppose if a person is dancing well and you make a remark that, don't you think she's not a good dancer? You are just saying that she's a good dancer, but you are using the opposite words to say the same thing, right? Similarly, next one, geography, this isn't a rocket science. Geography, this isn't a rocket science means it's very easy, right? You want to say it's really easy, it's not a rocket science. So it's a common language where people say on the regular basis, not a rocket science, you can do. So it's not a rocket science means it's very easy, right? It's very easy. Next one is, all in all, she wasn't a bad dancer, right? I just want to say that she was a good dancer, but I have used the negation of it. He's not unlike his older brother, means he is similar. They don't exactly have an ordinary relationship, means their relationship is different. This is clear? So just you're using the opposite to say something which is positive. That's called. Every day we are using these kind of the figure of speech in our day-to-day language. Fine, everyone? This is important. Any example which is not clear, you can just stop me at the same moment. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Vranda, Preet, and Divyanka. This is clear. Is related to direct or indirect? If you look at the Lisa, if you look at the example, right, her cooking isn't terrible, right? You are actually talking about a direct thing, like you are talking about her cooking, but you are using the opposite to say it's the same thing. You are not saying that she is actually she's a great cook, but you are using a negative way to say the same thing in a positive, for the positive. Okay. Yeah. I will consider this has to be important. Metonymy. Just a second. This is important. When you will solve the previous year papers and all, you will find these this figure of speech. Metonymy is important. It is a figure of speech. It is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is substituted for another, which is closely associated, right? And it is something which is indirectly by referring to the things around. It's a figure of speech in which a thing or concept is not called. From here, you will have a better understanding. Read it here. It is a figure of speech in which a thing or any concept is not called by its own name, but by the name of something which is very closely associated with that thing and all. So you are calling that thing or a concept not by its own name, but by the name with which it is closely associated. So when you're trying to draw a relationship and you're trying to name that thing not by its own name, but by the close relationship with something, that is called metonymy. Let's look at the example. Suppose if I say that crown, right? Crown actually is closely associated with the power of a king, right? Similarly, you have the White House. White House actually refers to the American administration, right? So when we're saying White House, it does not only mean the structure or the building, it also means the American administration. Similarly, when you say dish, dish does not mean only the cuisine, right? It's the entire plate of food is known as dish. The Pentagon is given for the Department of Defense, and the officers of the US Armed Forces is also known as Pentagon. You know the pen. Pen is a written words, right? Sword for the military forces, Hollywood for US cinema, hand for help. Is it fine to all of you? Got it? Fine, everyone. There's an idiom which is known as Uncle Sam, right? Uncle Sam is an idiom which also stands for the USA government. You just go and Google, right? Read about there was a person, right, who has really helped people during the war period, right? The Americans and all. And that's why, right, the USA government was named after this person like Uncle Sam, right? This entire history is available on YouTube. Read about this one. USA government is also known as Uncle Sam. Similarly, you have an idiom that is called Uncle Joe. And Uncle Joe stands for the Russian government. So when you are not saying crown by its own name, but you are trying to associate, right, with something else, with a concept, that is called metonymy. This is clear, everyone? This is important. Like White House for the American administration, Pentagon is for the defense and all, right? This is called metonymy. Okay. I hope this much is clear. Metaphor and simile, they are really very important. Metaphor is very easy. First of all, understand metaphor is always a comparison. And metaphor is a comparison between two things which are not related. Getting my points? These are three things that you have to keep in mind. Metaphor, first of all, is a comparison. And it's a comparison between two things, right, which are unrelated, but which share some common features. Though they are unrelated, but they share some common features and all. Getting my point? Look at this one. It's a resemblance of two contradictory or different objects, which is made based on a single or common feature. One thing that you have to keep in mind is very, very important for the metaphor. The difference between metaphor and simile. In metaphor, we do not use the word like, we do not use the word as, we do not use the word so. So suppose if I say that A is B, and I say that A is like B, right? A is B and A is like B. Here we are making a comparison between A and B without using the like and the as. So this is an example of metaphor. Here we are making a comparison between A and B, but we have used the word like over here. So this will be the example of simile. So we do not use like and as and so while we are making a comparison between two things which are unrelated and all. That is called metaphor. And if you're making use of like and so, like, as and so, then it will be the example of simile and all. Look at the example. He is lion. We are trying to compare a person with a lion, and we have not used like and so. So it's a metaphor. She is a star of a family. She is being actually compared with the star of a family, right? So here we are drawing a relationship. We are making a comparison between two things which are not related, but they have something common, right? Next one, the childhood of the world. So childhood of the world, the anger of the tempest, the deceitfulness of the riches, right? And wine is the mocker. So these are all the metaphors we have made. His words are the pearls of wisdom. Can anybody tell me that what we have compared in this one? Example number 4. What are the things we have compared? Which are the two things that we have compared in the example number 4? Could you please say? What are the two things that we have compared? Preet, very good. Sambhav, very good. Karen, very good. Ayush, very good. Divyanka, very good. Yeah, very good, everyone. Those who have answered me. We have compared the words. His words are like pearls of wisdom. So his words are actually being compared with the pearls of wisdom. War is a mother of all battles. Can you please answer me this question? Question number 5. This statement number 5. War is the mother of all battles. What are the two things which are being compared? Sambhav, very good. Ayush, very good. Parul, very good. Very nice. Samakshi, very good. Karen, very good. Lisa, very good. I hope I have not missed anyone's answers. Brinda, very good. Divyanka, very good. Right? So what is being compared with the mother? So I think you are able to understand this one. Her voice is music to his ears. Right? Her voice is music to his ears. So this is being compared. Metaphor, I hope it is clear. Though you have answered me correctly. Let's go to the next one. Simile. In simile, again, we are making a comparison, right? One more thing I would like to tell you the difference between metaphor and simile. Metaphors are indirect comparisons, whereas similes are direct one, right? They are direct one. So these are very clearly compared. And when you are making a comparison, you are going to use the word like, so, and as, right? Authors, poets, they use simile to convey the sentiments and thought through a vivid world picture. So most of the poems, right? In most of the poems, you will find the simile as a figure of speech because author and the poets, they are using the simile to express their sentiments and their feelings and all. Look at the example. Jack is as slow as a snail. So being as slow as a snail, Jack is being compared to snail, and we have used as and as. Our soldiers are as brave as lions. Soldiers are being compared with lions, and we have used as brave as lions. Her cheeks are red like rose. So her cheeks are being compared with rose, and they are red like a rose and all. He is as funny as monkey. He is being compared with the monkey, and we have used as and as. The water well as dry as a bone. So water well is being compared with the bone and is as dry as. He is as cunning as a fox. He is being compared with the fox. We have used as and as. At exam time, the high school student was as busy as a bee, right? So we are comparing the high school student with a bee, and both of them are really very busy doing their work. So this is there. Divyanka, very good. You are as beautiful as a moon. Yes, that is also a simile. Very nice. That is correct. The young athlete looked as strong as an ox. This is also correct. Fine. Very easy one, I think. You can see. Only remember one thing. Metaphors are indirect. You are not going to use like and as and so. That is thing that you have to keep in mind. Similes, these are direct. You will make use of like, so, and as. I hope this is the only difference that you have to keep in mind. Move to the next one. Onomatopoeia is very easy. Just remember one thing. Onomatopoeia is always related to sound of something, right? Onomatopoeia is always related to sound. So you can see it is defined as a word which imitates. Imitates means to copy something, or you can also use the word emulate. Emulate also means to copy. So when you copy the natural sound of a thing, that is called onomatopoeia, right? It creates a sound effect, and it is used for the mimicry and all. The direct sound of animals are also considered as an example of onomatopoeia, right? So as you can see, onomatopoeia word comes in the combination and they reflect different sounds. So just remember this word, it is only related with the sound of something which is the natural sound. Like you can see, the gushing streams flows in the forest. Can you find the sound over here? The gushing stream flows in the forest. What is the sound? Which word is a natural sound of something? Lisa, Sambhav, very good. Come on. Brinda, very good. Make a try. In the first sentence, what is the sound? You can understand. Preet, very good. In the first sentence, I'm asking about. Gunjan, very good. Ayush, very good. Karen, very good. Parul, very good. Right. Very nice. Anyone else? Utkarsh, very good. That is correct. So if you look at the first one, the gushing stream, the sound of the stream is gushing. This is a natural sound. So the onomatopoeia is the gushing one, right? The buzzing bee. Now, can you tell me this one is very easy? The buzzing bee, right? Please correct. Very good. It's absolutely correct. Some are very good. That's correct. Buzzing. Karen, yes, that is correct. Buzzing is a correct answer. It's a sound. Yes, Ayush, that is correct. Similarly, the next one. The rustling leaves. Please, very good. That's correct. Lisa, Sambhav, very good. That's correct. Right? Ayush, very good. That's correct. Divyanka, very good. Brinda, very good. Right? So the leaves, the sound. Yes, Brinda, that is correct. The rustling is the correct answer to this one. I hope it's clear. Onomatopoeia is always, just remember, onomatopoeia, whenever it flash in front of you, right? It comes in front of your mind. Just remember one thing, it's a sound. Whenever onomatopoeia is coming right to your in front of you, always connect it with a sound. And you can just see this one: meow, neigh. Mew is for the cat, neigh is for the horse, tweet is for the bird, buzz is for the sheep, plop, splash, gush, sprinkle, drizzle, drip. Right? These are all the sounds, natural sounds of the things and all. Next one is I am getting married in the morning. Right? Yeah, definitely. Divyanka, that is correct. His is a very good one. His for the snake is there. This is a statement. Ding dong. Utkarsh, very good. That is correct. Right? I am getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna shine. So what is this? What is the onomatopoeia? Which word is the onomatopoeia? It's a word which is ding dong. And it's a natural sound. Yes. Samakshi, Lisa, Karen, absolutely great. It's a soundless one. I hope this is clear to all of you, everyone. Onomatopoeia is also very easy. It's not difficult at all. So you can easily recall it at any point of time. Very great. So very nice. This is correct. Let's move to the next one. Only few are left. Okay. Utkarsh is asking me one question, that chime isn't a sound, right? See. Right? Even when you recite the poem, so you say ding dong, the bell is ringing. So we are talking about the natural sound. Okay, Utkarsh? We are talking about the natural sound. Chime is not a sound of a bell. It's a ding dong. That's why it is an onomatopoeia. Okay? Coming to the next one, oxymoron. This is also not difficult, right? Oxymoron is a word where two opposite ideas are joined to create an effect, right? Mostly what happens in oxymoron, a combination of an adjective, right, preceded by a noun. So you will find the combination like this: adjective and noun, adjective and noun, with a contrasting meaning. Both of them are opposite to each other. Adjective will be opposite to the noun and noun will be opposite to the adjective. That is called oxymoron. I just give you an example for this one. If I say that open secret, secret is my noun and open is an adjective, right? So how can a secret be how can you say that and a secret can be open? One side you're saying it's a secret, another side you're saying it's an open one. So open, secret, these are two contrasting ideas. Secret is a noun and open is an adjective. Similarly, you said tragic comedy. Comedy is my noun and tragic is your adjective. Tragic and comedy, both of them. Utkarsh, very good. That is absolutely correct. Utkarsh has also given me a very good answer. Terribly blessed. Right? Very good. That's absolutely correct, Utkarsh. Next one is Karen saying, what about the pretty ugly? Very good, Karen. That is also an oxymoron. Pretty ugly. We are saying pretty and you're saying ugly also. How it's like these are two different ideas placed together. Divanka, very good. Bittersweet, very nice. Bittersweet is there. Very good. So I hope you are able to understand the meaning of it. Seriously funny, awfully pretty, foolish wisdom, original copies, liquid gas. These are all two contrasting ideas. One is a noun and one is an adjective. Next one, the professor was giving the lecture on the virtual reality. It's a reality also and it's virtual also. Is an oxymoron. The head of the state, heads of the state gather to determine an approximate solution. It's a solution also and it's approximate also. So again, this is an oxymoron. The contractor was asked to give the exact estimate. It's exact also and it's estimate also. So again, it's an oxymoron. This is clear, everyone? Oxymoron is clear? Though you have answered me with the good examples, it's very nice. I hope it is clear to all. Lisa, that would not be the formal one. Okay. Aren't the liquid and gas both noun? See, Utkarsh, if I say that liquid and gas, right, could be taken as separately also, but if I say liquid gas is also a concept, in that case, liquid will be considered as an adjective. A word can play multiple roles. It can also act like an adjective. It also can also act like a noun. It totally depends on the sentence, how you have used it. Okay, Utkarsh? If you take it separately, it will be liquid and gas. Both of them are the nouns. But together, that liquid will become an adjective. It will play the role of an adjective. That is important. Moving to the next one, that is called paradox. What is paradox? It is a statement that appears to be self-contradictory, but which may include a latent truth, right? This statement uses the two opposites to contradict each other. A paradox is often used to make a reader think of an idea in innovative way and all. I can just simply say that paradox, what it means, it is a self-contradictory statement. It is a self-contradictory statement that is called paradox. Like, for example, if I say that stress is not good for your health. If you take a lot of stress, you will suffer from various kind of ailments like cardiac arrest or for the hypertensions and all, or you would not be happy and all, right? So this is like, once I'm saying this one, stress is not good for your health. But however, a small amount of stress will keep you motivated. It will help you a lot to meet your targets and all. That is called the paradox. When you come up with a contrasting statement or you say self-contradictory statement, that is called the paradox. Like, see this example. Truth is honey, which is bitter. Once you're saying that the concept of truth is honey, and in the second side, you are just refuting by saying it is bitter. So when you refute the own idea, when you refute or oppose the same idea, right, by saying something else, that contradictory statement is known as a paradox. Like, for example, your enemy's friend is your enemy, right? Next example is for the paradox, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than other. One side you're saying that all are equal. Second side, you are coming with a paradox statement that you are saying some are more equal than the other. This is a statement, this is a dialogue which is written in the Animal Farm by George Orwell. Being a cat aspirant, right? Being a cat aspirant, I wanted to please read Animal Farm and 1984, right? And 1984. This is a must one, right? Must read one. Animal Farm is also very good novel there. Next one is save money by spending it. One side you are coming with a statement, save money, and the second thing you're saying, contradicting it by spending it. This is the beginning of the end. Men work together, whether they work together or apart. I only message those who do not message, right? So these are all the paradoxical statements. When you refute your own ideas, it's a contradictory statement that is called paradox. Is it fine, everyone? This is clear? Sure, everyone, this is clear? Thank you, Preet. Thank you, Ayush. I hope the same for all of you. Beautiful mountains becomes horrible in monsoon. Beautiful mountains, right, become horrible in monsoons. Yes, Utkarsh, but Utkarsh, this is not a paradox actually, right? The concepts, see, beautiful mountains become horrible in monsoons. If you look at this one, truth is honey, which is bitter, right? One side I'm in the same statement, I'm saying is honey, and another side I'm saying is bitter. And what is the statement that you have made beautiful mountains become horrible? Means this is a transformation which is happening during a particular season. It's not paradox. Getting my point? Paradoxical statement that one side you're telling the good side of it and one side you're saying the bad about it. Okay. Yeah, Samakshi, I'll explain that also. You want me to explain this one? Men one. Men work together, whether they work together or apart. One side you're saying that men work together. And then one side you're saying whether they work together or apart. So this is a contrast which is you are giving to the previous idea. They work together, and second side you're saying whether they're working together or apart. So you are contradicting your own statement. That is called paradox. Okay, Samakshi, this is clear. You are contrasting your own idea. You're contradicting your own ideas. You're refuting your own ideas. That is called. Hope it is clear. So men work together. They work together or apart. One side you say they are working jointly in a joint way. Second side you're saying that they are working apart, individual. That is called the paradox. Next one is synedosh. Synedosh is basically a part of speech, right, or part of figure of speech, which is used to represent the whole thing, right? It's very easy. Look at this one. If I say that Rahul is learning his ABC in preschool, we always say that this is like it's a ABC of our course that we are doing. Suppose if you are in a BBA first year and the college professor HOD says that it's the ABC of your college, so it's a basic thing, right? It's just something which is rudimentary, something that is rudimentary. You must have heard of the word elementary. Elementary and rudimentary are the synonyms. They're the synonyms. So if I say Rahul is learning his basics, his elementary training or his rudimentary training in preschool. So instead of saying rudimentary or elementary or saying basics, right, I'm using the word ABC. So it is a part which is used to represent the whole thing. It's called synedosh, right? Next one. A girl has been admitted to the hospital. The girl says that she is in good hands. So good hands means it is something which is representing the doctors also, right? The nurses, good doctors, good nurses, right? Good staff members, right? So everything. Good hands will consist of everything, doctors, nurses, staffs and all. So it is something, it's a part of something which is whole, right? Representing the whole thing. A pair of hands means for the workers we're talking about. The law means that we talk about the police officer. So you are using just a part to represent the whole thing. It's called synedosh. This is clear, everyone? Am I clear? Any example which is not clear, just say. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Preet. What about the other people? Okay, thank you, Vrinda. This is clear. Thank you, Rohit. Let's come to the next one. Thank you, Samakshi. Personification, I know that you must be knowing the meaning. You have heard so many times. Thank you, Divyanka. This is clear. Coming to the personification, I will not take much time over here. Personification is basically for the non-living objects, or it is for the abstract ideas. It is for the abstract ideas or the qualities spoken for people or human beings, right? Man, hands could be used for the help as metonymy. No, Parul, metonymy is different, right? Metonymy is different. Good hands is basically you're using it for to represent entire things. In metonymy, it is something which is closely associated. Like crown is for the power of the king. Getting my point? You remember we have discussed crown is for the power of king. That is metonymy. You are associating with something which is closely. Here, good hands means it could be doctors also, it could be nurses also, it could be the staff members as well. So it's representing the whole thing, right? It's a representation of whole. Personification, when you give the human qualities, right? Or like emotion, gestures, desire, sensation to the non-living things, that is called the personification. For example, if I say the leaves dances on the trees, right? This dances is a human quality. It's a human trait or a human attribute. Okay, Lisa, I'll come back, right? Let me just explain this one. I'll come back at the last. So the leaves dances on the trees. The leaves dances on the trees. Dances is the human qualities, right? So emotion, desire, sensation, gestures and all. Dances, I have actually associated this, you can say the human quality with a non-living thing. So that is called personification. Like in this one, if you say a promising morning, promise is a human quality and you have associated with a non-living thing, a promising morning. It is a personification. A treacherous sea. Treacherous means to betray, to deceive. Right. Utkarsh, very nice. Clouds are crying. Very good. A good example that you have given. Clouds are crying. Absolutely correct. It's a personification. 100% correct. because crying is a human quality you have associated with the clouds. Similarly, a thankless task, right? Thankless is a human quality associated with the task. I kiss the hand of death, right? I kiss the hand of death. So again, a human quality with the non-living thing. The sun smiled at us, right? The sun smiled at us. So this smile is a quality which is associated with sun, though it's a human quality, right? Can you find me the personification in the last one? Can you identify the personification in the last one? All of you. Make a try with the personification in the last one. Sambhav correct, Utkarsh correct, Preet correct, Ayush correct, Ranjan correct, Samakshi correct, Vrinda correct, Parul correct, Rohit correct, Gunjan correct, Karen correct, Pulkit correct. The last one we are talking about. Anyone else who wants to answer the last one? What is the personification? The human quality which is associated with a non-living thing. So you can see over here, right? The kitchen, that kitchen knife will take a bite out of your hand if you don't handle it. So bite is something which is associated with the knife. Got it, everyone? I hope this is clear. Personification. Anyone else who is having still a query, you can ask me, right? Okay, moving to the next one. Climax and anti-climax, right? I'll just explain in a very easy manner. When you climb a ladder, or you move in this direction. You move from down to up, right? You're moving from down to up. So this is the same thing happening in the climax. The same thing is happening in the climax. You're moving from down to up. So the climax is a figure of speech in which rises like a steps in the ladder from something which is simple to more important. You are climbing, and when you're climbing and you are going up, you're moving from something which is simple to something more important. Like example, he came, he saw, right? He conquered, right? He came, he saw, he conquered. That is like came is a simple one, saw is simple, and conquered is important. So you're moving in this direction. You're rising, moving up. Utkarsh, very nice that you have said broken but undefeated, right? That is correct. Broken but undefeated. Absolutely correct. It's very good. Climax is the correct answer. Next one is he ran. He ran fast. He came first. He was awarded. He ran. He came first, and he was awarded. So from something which is simple to something which is more important. You move in a climbing manner, right? You climb like rise on the steps like a ladder. That is called climax. Lost, broken, red, and dead. So from being lost, right, to being dead within an hour, that is called climax. Is it fine to all of you? So you're moving from down to up, that is called climax. Sure, everyone, this is fine? Easy enough. Divyanka is saying he loves, he hurts, and broken. Very nice, Divyanka. Very good. Right. Okay. Samakshi is saying the first two also have anaphora. No, Samakshi, the phrases have to be the same now. Came and saw are different. You remember Winston Churchill, we have discussed. We shall fight, we shall fight, we shall fight. That was anaphora. But came and saw is something different. That is not anaphora. He is the only thing that can you say, but no, the clauses have to be the same. That was okay. That is okay. But if I say he saw, in another statement also he saw, in the third also he says saw, then it will be the correct anaphora. Only the word he cannot be the anaphora in isolation. Okay. Now, the anticlimax will be the opposite of the climax. Now you are, this is a ladder. You are moving in this direction. From up, you are moving down. So in anticlimax, it's a reverse of it. So it's the arrangement of the words in the order of decreasing importance, often to ridicule someone, right? Often to ridicule someone. Like, for example, you can look, she lost her husband, something which is very important, her children and her purse. So from important You are moving to the simple, that is called anticlimax. He is a great philosopher, important, a member of parliament, and plays golf well. So from important, you move to the simple, it's called anticlimax. It's the opposite of it. Fine, everyone? Climax, you're moving from down to up, and in anticlimax, you're moving from up to down. Opposite of it. Pun. Pun is, I think this is the second last. Pun is a play on the words that produces a humorous effect. Two or more meaning by exploiting the same sounds and all. A pun is like a joke that when you play on the words and all, right, to create the humorous effect, that is called pun. So sometimes also the interplay of the homophones is also called pun. Utkarsh has given me the example of this one. Very nice, Utkarsh. Don't feel offended by saying this one. Example is he's a PM and a chai wala. So from the importance to the simple one, that is called anticlimax. Yes, that is an example, right? It's just a ridicule, right? That's why we say. Okay, come to the next one then. Pun is basically when you're playing with the words and all, and it's a interchange of the words just to create the humorous effect. Like, look at this example. A happy life depends on a liver, right? I do not know that what liver we are talking about. The word liver can be the bodily organs, or the person who simply lives is also called a liver, right? So a happy life depends on the liver. Is it I'm talking about the body organ, or I'm talking about the person who lives, right? This is we are playing with the words. Getting my point? When you start playing with the words just to create a humorous effect. So which liver are you talking about? Are you referring to the bodily organs, or you're referring to the person who lives? You do not know. So this is a liver. This is like playing with the words. It's called pun, just creating the humorous effect. Fine. Next one. He tallest, should not be he, it should be the tallest building in town is a library. It has thousands of stories, right? Which stories we're talking about? Is it the stories in the books, or stories like the floors, right? So you are playing, the spelling is the same for both the stories, right? It is stories and stories. So it's the stories or the stories, the spelling is the same. This there. Santa Claus helpers are known as subordinate clauses. Don't just leave this one. She has had a photographic memory, but never developed it. So you're playing with the words just to create a humorous effect, right? Two pianists had a good marriage. They always were in a chord. I was struggling to figure out how lightning works when it struck me, right? I was struggling to figure out how lightning works when it struck me. So when you are playing with the words just to create a humorous effect, that's called a pun. Pun is something which is broader. Always remember. Fine, everyone, this is clear. This is the second last one. Please tell me this is clear. We are moving to the last one then. Till now, it's absolutely fine. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Ayush. Which February march you're talking about, Utkarsh? Could you just elaborate? Lisa and Rohit are saying is clear. Just elaborate a bit about this one, the February march we're talking about. Okay. Divyanka, you want me to explain the pun once more? Okay. February march. No, it could not be, Utkarsh. That could not be the pun. Make a sentence in this one. Divyanka, you want me to explain the pun once more? Divyanka, if you can, okay, fine. So see, pun is basically when you are saying that you are making, when you are playing with the words and you are exchanging the words to create a humorous effect. So it is something which is used as a comic effect, and you are just using it to just create humorous effect in a sentence. That is called pun. So like in the first example, I said a happy life depends on a liver. We do not know that this liver is basically for the bodily organ, right? In our body, we have liver, or even a person who lives is also known as a liver. So this is like you're exchanging the word just to create a humorous effect. Similarly, the tallest buildings in town is in the library. It has thousands of stories. Stories in the books, or the stories that is known as the floors. You are playing with the words. So when you're playing with the words and you're having different meanings just to create a humorous effect, that is called the pun. It's like a joke. It's just like a joke, you can say. Simple jokes which are being cracked, they are also the form of the pun. Simple jokes which are cracked, There are also the form of the pun. Lisa, that is correct. That is correct. Right? So you can also see that the one, this is also like a joke. This is a joke. This is a pun. It's a form of the pun. She had a photographic memory, but she never developed it. So this is again a kind of a joke that I have tracked. So just a form of the, okay, just a second. It's just a form of your, you can say just it's like a joke which you have tracked. Okay. Moving to the last one. Understatement. Understatement is not something very difficult. Simple thing is that it is a figure of speech which is used by the writer or the speakers to make a situation seems less important or serious. When you are trying to suppress, right? You are trying to understate and estimate a statement or any situation. You're trying to undervalue something or make a situation less important or less serious, right? That is called understatement. No, Karen, I'll come back to that one. Just wait for this one, right? Just wait. I'll show that one also. You will see the difference. Look at this one. If you're trying to suppress a statement, right, that is called the understatement. You could say that Ruth was a decent ball player. The reporter said, right, with a wink. You are making a serious statement, right? And then you are making it less important because you made a statement, right, with a wink. This is called understatement. You said that Ruth is a decent ball player, and the reporter is saying that with a wink. Means that that situation is not having a lot of value. It's not something which is very important, right? So whenever you make a situation seem less important or less serious, that is called your understatement. Look at the next one. You just hit the biggest lottery of all time, right? You just hit the biggest lottery of all time. Understatement is I am kind of excited. So suppose if I say if someone has won the lottery of biggest lottery of all time, how can you come up with the understatement? I am kind of excited, right? So you are making the situation to be less serious. Got it, everyone? Utkarsh is saying Messi saying that he's just a good, he's not just a good footballer. Yeah, that is also an understatement, right? Okay, Utkarsh, that is also correct. Look at the next one. You are out to dinner with a friend. You spill food down, right? Down the front of her white shirt. Understatement is really it is hardly noticeable. So someone, right, spill the food down the front of your white shirt, right, and say, oh, it's not noticeable. So you are making the situation to be less fun. So even if you want to make it to be polite, you can use this word understatement. You want to show that you are modest. Yes, absolutely. But that would not be understatement, Divyanka, right? Right? Yes, for someone like you're very close and you want to say share the feelings, then you can say that one. That will be understatement. The person is not going to accept at this point of time. So then next one is that you get the highest grade in class. Understatement will be that I did okay. So don't you think that people are very modest? Someone who's a topper of the class, right? Someone who's a topper of the class, or maybe say in the CAT examination, he has scored 99.99 percentile. And everyone is congratulating that person, right? Say, okay, I did okay in the CAT examination. So this is understatement, right? I did okay. You know that you have cracked the exam, right? Scoring 99.99 percentile is something amazing, right? You should be ostentatious for your result and all. But you say, I did okay. It's an understatement. Next one is you scrap the entire side of your car. Understand? It's only a small scratch, right? So again, an understatement. Describing a huge storm overnight. Understatement will be looks like it rained a bit. It was a huge storm. And you're making an understatement that it just rained a bit, right? It's like a comedic effect is there. You just had to work a double shift. Understatement is just I need to rest my eyes for a minute. Is it fine? Everyone, understatement is clear? Tell me, understatement is clear to all of you? I need a final acceptance from all of you, right? Anything which is not clear, right? Please just let me know before we proceed with the questions and all. Then I will be showing you the kind of the questions which are asked in CAT and the ZAT examination so that you have a fair idea. One more thing I will be doing, I will be sharing this PPT in the group as well so that you can keep on revising, right? Karen, you were asking me that it is a form of the, it's an understatement, right? That is what you were asking me about this one. Divyanka, you can talk to Akhilesh sir. He will provide you all the details. Okay, Divyanka? Right? So, yeah. See, Karen, you were asking about this one. Yes, literalcy is a form of the understatement. But basically, it is something which is the opposite of your mind intended, right? So, it is something with the help of negation. So instead of saying that you really cook great, right? It's something which is easy. I'm using a reverse of it. Okay, Karen, this is, yeah, that is there. Otherwise, yeah, you were absolutely correct. It was the form of the understatement. That is correct. But understatement is something which is absolutely different. I think you all must be having the PDFs with you all. So let's start with some of the questions.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Lisa, you're audible. Please say.
Ma'am, I had sent a word in the chat box. Please can you explain that?
Which one? Cinedosh is basically, Lisa, Cinedosh is the ABC. See, I have given, okay, let me just go back to this one. Cinedosh is a part of something which is representing the whole thing, right? Like, for example, if I say someone is learning his basic principles, right? If a person is learning his basic principles, I am saying that the person is learning his ABC. So ABC is representing the entire principle that a person is learning, right? Can you see it over here? So Cinedosh is basically is a part which represent the whole thing. Okay? It is just a part which is representing the whole thing. So yeah, now it's time to Lisa, could you please answer me? Is it fine now? Okay, thank you, Lisa. Let's come to this one. I'll come to the poet and this one, conservation, this one, this one, comprehensions and all. Let me just start with a very easy one for all of you because right now you have just done. So these kind of the questions are going to be asked in the SNAP. These are the questions which will be asked in the ZAT and the SNAP, CAT, everyone, where it will be asked, right? So yes, all of you, please tell me which figure of speech it is. Very good, Karen. Very good, Gunjan. All of you, please identify the figure of speech. Sambhav, very good. Utkarsh, very good. No, Vrinda, well tried. Divyanka, no, that is not paradox. Ayush, yes, that is correct. Sober, so sober, right? Sometimes serious, Sam, smile. Preet, no, Parul, yes, that is correct. Silly. You remember that example, Bob, box, right? Peter, pickled, pebbed. Alliteration, yes, Preet, that is correct. Alliteration. Yes, Lisa, that is correct. Alliteration was the right answer. If you remember this one. See, I have to go back to this one. I hope you remember. People have answered me correctly, those who have answered. C. Can you see over here? Alliteration. The initial letter B, B, box, brick, basement. It's all alliteration. Same thing is being there. Sober, sober, sometimes serious, Sam smiles. Silly. Alliteration. This is clear to everyone? Right answer is alliteration. Snap 2015. Alliteration. The initial letter is being repeated. Karen, very nice. Very good. Whatever comes to your mind, please share your answers. Let your answers be right or wrong. Right. Best of your knowledge, Sambhav, very good. That's great. Best of your knowledge, whatever is coming to your mind, please say. Ayush, very good. Oh, sorry, Ayush, no, that is not the one. Lisa, no. Gunjan, yes. Preet, yes, that is correct. Divyanka, yes, that is correct. The strength given by my mother's blessing is greater than all the cosmic energies. Don't you think that you have hyped everything? It's not about the comparison, dear. You have seen the mother blessings, right, are like cosmic energy in the world. So you have exaggerated the expression. And when the exaggeration is there, it is hyperbole. Got it? It's a hyperbole. It's not about the comparison. It's about the exaggeration of the expression. So you are saying the mother blessings, right? The mother's blessings is like cosmic energy. You have exaggerated the things. That is called the hyperbole. Look at this example. See, those who have marked the answers, see, I'm trying to solve a million issues these days, right? Is that like just to exaggerate the ideas and all. So the mother blessings is like the cosmic energies, right? So your suitcase weighs a ton. Again, this is an exaggeration. Is it fine to all of you? So some hyperbole. Moving to the next question. IFT 2015. Karen, very nice. Select your answers. Oxymoron. Utkarsh, very good. Preet, no. Divyanka, correct. Parul, correct. Oxymorons, two opposites are together. Gunjan, yes, that is correct. Two opposites are together. Two opposite words are together. Pulkit, correct. That is correct. Behave properly are not opposites. Speak honestly. Rinda, correct. Speak honestly. Sambhav, correct. Answer is correct. Speak honestly, they're not opposites. Drive slowly is not opposite. It's act naturally. You're saying acting and you're saying natural also. So it's just opposites. Answer the second option. This is clear? So answer the second option. Move to the next one. Try this. Karen correct, Utkarsh correct, Sambhav correct. Lisa's incomplete answer. Parul correct. Brinda correct. Preet correct. Ayush incomplete answer. Divyanka correct. Gunjan incomplete answer. Look at all the options which are available. Look at all the options which are available. Ayush correct. Gunjan incomplete. Lisa incomplete. Rohit incomplete option. Lisa, yes, this one is correct. Okay. So if you can see, yeah, Gunjan, that is correct. All of the above. Fourth is the correct one. Because original copy is also oxymoron. Both of them are opposite. Small crowd, small also, crowd also, is also opposite. Open secret, both of them are opposites, right? So all of the above, this is given. Am I clear to all of you? So please remember one thing, I'll suggest you one thing. In the exam, if you have all of the above, I want you to please evaluate all the options. If you're gratified with this answer, why don't you check the next two options as well? If you have all of the options, please look at the options carefully. This is a statement by Oscar Wilde, right? And see, can you identify? Okay, chiasmus is given. Chiasmus is basically, Karen and Preet, chiasmus is inverted. Are these statements inverted? Chiasmus, Sambhav, yes, you are correct. Think and answer. Are these, see, anaphora, they go. Okay, fine, Ayush. Okay, tell me one thing. If I give you two options, one is anaphora and one is irony. Which is a better suited answer? Which is a better one? Take an answer. Parul, no. Preet, yes, that is correct. Think for a moment, I'll explain you. Which is a Rohit, yes, that is correct. Okay. Lisa, yes, that is the correct answer. See, always remember one thing. When I talk about the this one, Oscar Wilde, first of all, Utkarsh is not anaphora. I'll tell you, irony is the correct answer. Oscar Wilde is really famous for witty one-liners. Read his course and all, you will have a fair idea. Oscar Wilde is very, very famous for witty one-liners. And most of the examples of Oscar Wilde's are the examples of sarcasm, right? Are the examples of sarcasm. Sarcasm is just a tone of the author, but it is not the figures of speech, right? Instead of sarcasm, we use irony, which is the figures of speech, right? Irony is a real device, right, which is used by the writers and the authors. So it is the figures of speech. But sarcasm is only the tone of the author, it's not the figures of speech. So it is something which is informal, it's formal device. But Oscar Wilde is really very famous for the witty one-liners, right? So like in this one, some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. First of all, it's not chiasmus because the statements are not inverted. Both of them are different, right? Deciding between the anaphora and the irony, this is like a sarcasm. It's an unexpected outcome, right? So the meaning of the first section, it talks about the people who bring joy and happiness with them and spread it when they arrive, right? So some cause happiness whenever they go, right? So the wherever they go. So wherever they are going, they're bringing joy and happiness with them and they're spreading that thing when they are arriving. Second one is saying others whenever they go. So the other one is saying these are the people who lack friends and people do not want to talk to them. So when they are moving, they are leaving, right? People would be happy. So this is the unexpected outcome, right? Irony is a correct answer. Is it fine to all of you? Those who have marked the anaphora, this is clear. Irony is a correct answer. It's a sarcasm. So instead of sarcasm, I'll use a device that is called irony. I want a quick answer for this question. Question number 12, everyone. If it is clear, say clear. If it is unclear, frankly say unclear in the chat box without any hesitation. I want a quick answer from all of you. Without any kind of hesitation, any inch of hesitation, please say clear or unclear. Fine, Karen, I'll explain. Okay, see, Karen, in this one, this is something like a sarcasm. Oscar Wilde is really very famous, right, for his witty one-liners. As I told you, some cause happiness wherever they go. So in the first section, we say these are the people, right? Wherever they go, they bring joy with them, they bring happiness and they spread wherever they arrive. This is what being said over here. In the next one, we are just saying something different. We're saying others are those whenever they go, whenever they go. So these are the people who are never invited. They lack friends, right? And they bring in joy, happiness whenever they leave the party or they move out from somewhere. So whenever they go, people are happy. So this is like a sarcasm. So instead of saying anaphora, I'll say it's an irony. Correct? So option is one. Most right. Maximum the course of the Oscar Wilde, they are the sarcasm or the irony. Okay. So this is a part extracted from Romeo and Juliet, William Shakespeare, right? So I want you to please decide, right? Preet, very good. Utkarsh, I'll keep that option also. Samba, very good. Personification is one option from my end. B option, I'm giving you simile. C option, I'm giving you metaphor. Decide an answer. I want an overall answer, right? Karen, no. Parul, yes. Utkarsh, no. Rohit, no. Think. Lisa, no. See, if you are making a comparison between two things, Ayush, no. If you're making comparison between two things, right, using like and as, it's a simile. But without like and as, it's a metaphor. When you give the human quality to a non-living thing, it's a personification. Think and answer now. Do you think it is a metaphor? My one question to all of you: read all the lines. Gunjan, yes, that is correct. Vrinda, no, that is not the answer. Lisa, well tried, but that is not the answer. Karen, yes, now you're correct. Right. Let me see her. Out, alas, she is cold. Divyanka, yes, answer is correct. Let me see her. Out, alas, she is cold. Right. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and in these two things, I think we have not made any kind of comparison. Right. Next, life and these lips have long been separated. Right. Death lies on her like as an untimely frost. We are making a comparison between death and frost. Here being Lisa, yes, that is the correct answer. We are drawing a comparison between death and untimely frost, right? Untimely frost. So personification is out because we are making a comparison between death and the untimely frost. And even we have used the word like also. So will it be the metaphor simile? Now you say it's a simile is the correct answer. Got it, everyone? Question number 14 is clear. Please say yes or no.
Ma'am, may I ask something?
Please do. Definitely you ask.
Ma'am, like in the fourth line only they have used like. When I read the question, I first found that it is a simile. But then I thought that like is used in only one line. So even then we can figure it out that the whole paragraph is a simile. Like I didn't get this thing.
Yes, you can say, right? Apart from this, Lisa, what you must have noticed over here, that the entire passage is trying to draw a comparison, right now? So in personification, we do not make any kind of comparison. In personification, we just try to give the human quality or trait to a non-living thing. That is only personification. But in simile and metaphor, we try to make comparison. And here we really have made a comparison between the death and the untimely frost. And using the word like and as, so it's become a simile. Fine, Lisa, this is clear?
Yes, ma'am, got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Coming to the next one. Very, very nice question it is. Very nice. I'm giving you the options as well, right? You can just think about it. One option is simile. Second option is metaphor. In the exam, you will be getting a choice, right? In the exam, you will be getting a choice. Parul, correct? Karen, correct? Lisa, correct? Utkarsh, correct? Gunjan, correct? Preet, correct? Very good. Anyone else who wants to answer this question? Sambhav, very good. Brinda, very good. Is it simile or metaphor? Rohit, very good. Answer is correct. Divyanka, very good. All of you have given me the correct answer. It's a metaphor and all, right? So basically, if I talk about John Donne, right? Take a over here. John Donne is actually making a comparison, right? Is comparing the man to a prince and the lady to his kingdom, right? Here we are making a comparison. The man is compared to a prince and the lady to his kingdom. She's all the states and all the princes. I nothing is, right? So this is being a comparison without using like and as. It's an example of metaphor. Moving to the next one. So again, you have examples. Just a second, let me write a question for all of you. Which figure of speech is used in the first two lines? Understand my question, what I've asked you. I'm giving you option number A and B. It's a simile or it's a metaphor. Divyanka, very good. It's a simile or metaphor. Karen, very good. Gunjan, very good. Parul, no. Preet, no. Rohit, correct. Sambhav, no. Ayush, correct. Parul, correct. Vranda, correct. Preet, yes. Lisa, no. I'm only talking about the first two lines, dear. Utkarsh, no. If they be two, right? They are two, so as stiff twin compasses are two, right? So we are making a comparison using as and all. It's a simile. Getting my point? So in the two lines, this the figure of speech is simile. Could you please identify the simile, the figure of speech in the last two lines? Is it a simile or metaphor? Last two lines. Karen, very good. Last two lines I'm talking about. Think in the answer. Is it a simile or is it a metaphor? Rohit correct, Preet correct, Divyanka correct, Sambhav, Utkarsh correct. Yes, absolutely correct out. Gujit, yes, correct. Okay, Lisa, no. Thy soul the fixed foot, right, makes no show to move but doth, right, the if the other though. Brinda, yes, that is correct. So you are making actually a comparison. Thy soul the fixed foot. We are making a comparison makes no show to move but doth if other though. So this is you are making a comparison, and in this comparison you do not have like and as. This is metaphor. Okay, everyone, this is clear. Please understand when you're making a comparison using like and as, it's a simile. Without like and as, it's a metaphor. Right? Without like and as, it's a metaphor. This is clear, everyone? Come on. The next question, question number 17. What it is? Okay, Utkarsh, I accept your answers. You're saying anticlimax. Sambhav is saying it's a hyperbole. Karen is also saying it's a hyperbole. I'll add one more point from my end is irony, paradox, pun. Anything else that you want to say? Okay, Divyanka, it's a pun for you. See, select any answer, whatever you feel like from the given options. Rohit, yes, that is correct. Okay, Utkarsh. Karen is paradox. Utkarsh is saying is pun. Right. Preet, yes, answer is correct. Parul, answer is correct. Right. If you look at this one, okay, Vrinda, accepted answers. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in a want of a life. A person who is having the possession of good fortune, right, must be in a want of a wife. Don't you think that we have discussed in irony, right? The child of a cobbler has no shoes. The child of a cobbler has no shoes. You remember that we have discussed. Previously, we have discussed the child of a cobbler has no shoes. Is it your anticlimax, hyperbole, irony, or paradox, or pun? Karen, yes, now you're correct. You remember we have discussed, but the man is single. Some have let it be. It doesn't make any sense, right? Preet and Utkarsh, your answers are correct now, right? That a single man is in the possession of one and he's wanting a good wife. The person is having everything. He is having a position of good fortune, right? But he is looking for a wife. He is wanting a wife in his life. This is unexpected outcome. The person who's having everything, right? The person is having everything in his life. He's looking for a wife. He's not getting a wife for himself. This is called unexpected outcome. This is irony, right? Getting my point? So the answer is an irony option and unexpected outcome. Now everyone tell me, is it fine? Now is it clear? It's not paradox. It's not pun. It's not anticlimax. It's not hyperbole. It's an irony. The person is having the possession of everything, right? He's having a good fortune, but he is not getting a wife for himself. This is unexpected outcome. It's irony. It's ironical. Ask your confusion if you have before I proceed to the next question. Some of you have said yes in the chat box. What about the other people, those who have not answered me? Am I clear? Okay. See, because if you say yes or no, then only it will be clear to me whether it's clear or not. Otherwise, I have to run on my assumption, right? That is clear. Fine. Come on. Very, very easy. Very good, Karen. Very good. Okay, Divyanka, thank you. Gunjan, very good. Preet, very good. I hope you remember that. I give you a only simple word that you have to remember. Very good. Preet, Gunjan, Karen, Utkarsh, very good. Answer is correct. Don't you think it is something which is related to sound? And which was a figure of speech which was related to sound? Which was that figure of speech which was related to sound? So, yes, it is the onomatopoeia, right? The correct answer to this one, figure of speech, it is onomatopoeia, right? Onomatopoeia. Yeah. So it is basically, it is something which is associated with sounds and all the natural things and all. You have booming and banging thunder, crashing and rumbling waves, bombing and scrambling lightning, swishing and sloshing rain, and swishing and sloshing the flooding roads, howling and moaning the winds, wavering, crashing, sizzling, right? Thudding and banging hail, and slamming and echoing doors. Figure of speech, sounds are there. We're all captured with the sounds, onomatopoeias there. Okay. So I just want you to read this passage, this poem, right? And just give me the answer for the very first question, number 19. Right? You have to identify the figure speech. Read this poem. I don't want you to solve all the questions as of now. Right? I just want you to please read this poem and answer this question number 19. Which one it is being used? Is it alliteration? Is it rhyming? Is it allegory? Is it anaphora? Preet, very good. Gunjan, very good. Because if the definition is clear, you can even mark without looking, even reading all. Karen, very good. Utkarsh, very good. Very good. Sambhav, very good. Only the question number 19, I want you to please answer. Parul, very good. Ayush, very good. That is correct. Right? If you look at the question, they're asking that the last 3 lines of the poem use the phrase, no, Rohit, that is not the answer. The last 3 lines, Brinda, yes, answer is correct. The last 3 lines of the poem use the phrase, I rise. Which of the following speech of the technique has been used? So last 3 lines are the, Divyanka is not the answer. Reason is that I rise, I rise, I rise. Is it an alliteration or anaphora? You remember the speech of Winston Churchill? We shall fight, we shall fight, we shall fight. Was it alliteration or was anaphora? Think and answer. We shall fight, we shall fight, we shall fight. So that was an anaphora. It was a words which was repeated, right? Alliteration was like that one. Peter, pigged, right? You remember that one? Peter, pigged, pink, and anything, whatever. Like, so the letter P is the same. That was alliteration. But over here, I rise, I rise, I rise. So repetition of the phrase which was there, right? So the answer to this question will be the option number Is it clear to all of you, everyone? Am I clear? Say yes or no. Okay, so I am giving a small, uh, no, very nice, Sambhav. You have asked me a very good question. Sambhav saying, why not the rhyming could be a possible answer. See, Sambhav, if I say the word is like bell, dwell, right? And knell, swell, this is rhyming, right? This is rhyming. But if I say I rise, and I rise, the phrase should be the same. It's anaphora. Correct? Some of this is clear. Bell, dwell, swell, knell. So this is rhyming. But I rise, rise, the phrase has to be the same, which is being repeated. Right? That is called anaphora. This will be rhyming. Allegory is a short, you can say, it's a fable, animal story, right? With a moral conclusion, you can say that's called allegory. It's a animal story, you can say, a short animal story. That's called allegory. Is it fine to all of you? So I'm coming to the end of my class because I have another class to take. Yes, Utkarsh, very good. The seems that you are very, you read a lot as per your answers. So the thing is that please keep on reading. I'm giving a small homework, though I will be sending you the answer keys as well. Everything is self-explanatory in the answer keys. I wanted to please complete the sheet. I will be also enclosing the PPT in the group so that you can revise all the figures of speech that we have discussed today for better practice and all, and complete the sheet. In case if you find any questions not clear, you can just text me, right? You can contact me, we can discuss, or we can discuss in the next class as well. Is it fine to all of you? Right? A small homework I'm giving you. Please complete the sheet. Okay? I would be also sending you the PPT as well as answer keys. So with this, I come to an end of my class. I hope it is clear what we have discussed today, right? Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Good night to all of you. Stay safe. Yeah, Lisa, we will take up. Very soon we will take up, right? Thank you so much. Good day.